Hey guys, good to see you again. How's it going? Great news. Love it. Awesome stories. So, let me tell you what we're going to talk about here in the coming week. It's hard to believe. I keep losing track. Like, I had to think deeply about it. Week 7 of American history here. So, let's roll into it. All right. Monday. Well, I know that you might need more time to work on the projects I gave you last week. And I know you might not have recorded your presentation to me yet on Flipgrid. And I know that it's possible you're behind on something else. So Monday is a makeup day. I expect you guys to be using Monday on stuff that you may or may not have done, or on starting some of this week's other assignments. So let's move now to the Tuesday folder. Tuesday. All right, so Tuesday, I have an organized labor lecture. So you're going to learn about the terrible factory conditions and how people lost their limbs and life working at these places because they were dim, dingy, smelly, and terrible. I mean, it was the worst place ever. I mean, literally, people were paid pennies on the dollar, and they literally was dangerous. So you learn about that. Then you're going to do the letter assignment, where you, in the discussion board, you will literally write a letter to all of us, telling us about your experience in the factory. Be creative when you think about this. Tell me what it's like to work in the factory, what challenges you're facing, why you're working in the factory perhaps, and what you're hoping to do to change the problems that exist in your labor situation. Fantastic. All right. Moving on up to the east side. All right. Wednesday. America is changing quiz. Yes, I have 3 short essays for you that you'll have to answer. Feel free to use your resources as per usual. I expect detailed responses. Don't be afraid to be specific. All right, especially considering that you get to use your notes on these, I expect darn near perfection. All right, also cite your answers, particularly like in a question, say, about the black codes. You should use the black codes as a cited example. Sorry about that rude interruption. You know how these things can be. So if we move on throughout the week, we'll take a look at something I'm truly, genuinely excited about. I mean, this I am really looking forward to. So let's take a look. All right, so this is a project we're going to do called Storytime. Let's open up Storytime and see what the assignment's all about here. So, let's read the instructions. The age of industrialization is full of big names who helped industrialize America and dominate the period they lived in. To help know their story, because history is often a story, you will tell their story in a short children's book that you will write, minimum of 8 pages. Here's what you must do. First, choose a big name. I've given you a list of people to choose from. Andrew Carnegie, John D. Rockefeller, Cornelius Vanderbilt, J.P. Morgan, Henry Ford, William McKinley, or Grover Cleveland. Read about all the big names on the links provided for you in the Schoology folder. Sketch out a rough outline of what you want to write about this individual in your story. A pro tip is that you must remember that you don't necessarily need to mention everything in their biography. You're merely telling a story. Hit the highlights. And don't be wordy in your explanation. This is a book for children, not for Rhodes Scholars. All right? Step 3. Create your book. Take at least 4 pieces of paper, fold them in half, staple the edges, and that's it. You're done with step 3. Huzzah! All right. Step 4. Write and illustrate a book. All right. This is a little bit more detail. Your book will need to have a minimum of 8 pages. All right. 1 bonus point for every page you do so happen to go over. I will give you a little bit of incentive to not shorten your story unnecessarily. Make sure that you write your book for children. Don't be too wordy on each page. Just tell a story of the individual in plain language. Be creative and have fun. Every page in your book needs to have a picture, because what children's book doesn't have pictures? They must be colored. Reading your book. Together as a class in a socially distanced circle, we are going to read our books aloud to one another. Remember to read just like your elementary school teacher did when you sat on the carpet and listened to their stories way back when. The online students will be recording. You will be recording your video specifically on Flipgrid. Don't worry, we'll still watch your video in the socially distanced circle. I have included a wonderful rubric that gives you many details about all the expectations of your assignment, all right? Including things like attractiveness, use of color, grammar and mechanics, All right, make sure you read through all of them. They are all out of 5 points. So basically, how to get an A and how to get an F. If you have any questions, please email me at ksearcy@spartan.limaceeschools.org. It is possible heading into next week I give you an extra day to work on this, because 2 days may or may not be enough. But the truth is I'll have no clue if it's enough until my kids in class actually start doing it. Good luck out there. Stay tuned.